I was at home and my son busted and he said, Dad, I need $250. He's only 12 years old, so I freaked out. What's going on, nigga? Somebody trying to kill you? He said, no. Kevin Hart's coming to town and I wanted to see his show. I said, well, how much are the tickets? He said, they're $125. I said, God damn, mine are only $80. I said, well, why do you need $250 then? He goes, because I want to go with you, Dad, please. And there it is. So I took him to the show. And we sit right up front, the lights go down, and one opening act after another goes on. Then Kevin takes the stage, crowd goes fucking nuts. Thousands of people. I was furious. The longer the show went on, the madder I got. Because his show was fucking outstanding. It was maddening. These people were fucking holding their stomachs. My son was slapping his knee. Yeah, nigga, I do this too. I'm so good at writing jokes, and this is not even an exaggeration. I actually write jokes backwards. I will write a punchline with no particular setup in mind. I just put it on a scrap of paper, and I'll throw that scrap of paper in my fishbowl. I have a fishbowl in my house filled with random punchlines. And every once in a while, I'll shake the bowl, and I'll dig in there and just pull one out and see if I can make that shit work. And I picked one for this special. It's not an easy punchline to pull off. Are you ready? Yeah. Here it goes. The punchline is, so I kicked her in the pussy. I haven't finished the joke yet. I just know whatever happens in the beginning of the joke, at the end of the joke, for some reason, I'm gonna kick somebody in the pussy. And it's going to be hilarious. I'm just afraid of being attacked. Happens to the best of us. Don't ever forget what happened to that French actor. You know what I'm talking about? Juicy Smouillet. He's a very famous French actor. Y'all never heard of Juicy Smouillet? Juicy Smouillet is an actor from France. And he became famous on a show called Empire. One night, he was in Chicago late at night and was the victim He was the victim of a racist and homophobic attack. You see, Juicy Smouillet is gay and he is black, not just French. Oh, it was a crazy story. Apparently, when he was walking down the street late at night, two white men came out of the shadows with MAGA hats on and beat him up. Tied a rope around his neck, called him all kinds of niggas, and put some bleach on him and ran off into the night. This shit was like international news. And everybody was furious, especially in Hollywood. It's all over everybody's Twitter feed and Instagram page. Justice for Juicy and all this shit. The whole country was up in arms. He was talking about it all the time on the news. And for some reason, African Americans, we were like oddly quiet. We were so quiet about this shit that the gay community started accusing African American community of being homophobic for not supporting him. What they didn't understand is that we were supporting him with our silence. Because we understood that this nigga was clearly lying. great reputation in show business, but in comedy, I'm what's known as a lazy comedian, which is crazy because I work all the time, but that's not why they call me lazy. They call me lazy because I do shows sometimes, 20,000 people be in the crowd. And I'll tell a joke, and they'll all look at me like I'm crazy. But 3 or 4 people will laugh really hard. And I'll be on stage like, yeah, that's good enough. Kevin, what you've achieved in your career is not even scratching the surface of who you are. You are very, not only deserving of this award, but people don't understand what you've done to the business. Do you know how many tickets you've sold since you started doing concerts? I called and checked. I know too. 500 million. 500 million people watch this man stand in front of him and make him laugh. Kevin is one of the greatest comedians that I've ever seen. And Kevin is one of the greatest men that I've ever known. Hello, Jerry. You bring joy to our environment. People don't know all the things that comedians go through and how difficult, how heavy it is to wear the crown. But man, I swear to God, you do it with so much grace, so much kindness. Man, I know every story of all the comedians that you help out. I know how you go back to Philadelphia and support your neighborhood. And I know that inside you feel awful sometimes, but I've never seen it on your face, and I've never felt it in your presence. And I am honored to know somebody like you. I really wish you would have come when I won this award. You know, when you're good looking, everybody will tell you, oh, you look wonderful, you're so great looking. But when you're ugly, you gotta figure that shit out for yourself. It's a lot of putting clues together through the years. Why am I not getting in the club? I got all the right shit on.
Where's all the fellas in here with an ugly woman? Make some noise. Some people saw their whole marriage go before their eyes. And I trusted you. Look. Oh, everybody in here with somebody ugly know better. They just staring at me like this.
You know what I don't understand? Anti-maskers that are not good looking. What? Like, I would understand if the anti-maskers were hot. You know, like if Brad Pitt was like, fuck masks. I'm like, that's right, baby, fuck masks, right? And shirts, right? And shirts. But all these people are like, fuck masks. I'm like, bitch, you need like 3 masks. Like, I'm like, I know you don't believe in science, but do you believe in mirrors? Like, you know.
And everybody got it hard, man. The LGBTQ, they go through it all the time. Black Lives Matter consistently, regardless if you see it or not, go through it. I can understand them marches. But it's people that go through other shit, and we never care about them. Their whole life, they've been going through this shit, and nobody ever gave a fuck. They never stood up for themselves and nothing. It's fucked up. The ugly people, they don't get no... They're gonna come up and say, thank you, right now. Ugly people never get offended by bullshit. You never see 2 cute people arguing. And one of them call each other, you ugly, and the ugly person stand up, you ain't gonna keep throwing that word around. Ugly people are always in denial too, they don't know. You don't wanna be ugly? You could be with your ugly ass friend. It could be a million ugly nigga Mars tomorrow. You can turn your boy like, hey, I heard y'all got a Mars tomorrow. You're like, nigga, who got a Mars? The number one thing ugly dudes always say, I get bitches.
I think God is fake news. No, not your God. I was talking about that other guy.
To be honest with you, listen, when the whole Muslim ban thing, people were saying Muslim ban, they asked me, are you afraid of Muslim ban? I go, I'm not afraid personally of the Muslim ban because the honest truth is, I'm really not that religious, okay? I'm not that religious. Like, I was born in Iran, but I'm not really religious, okay? Like, I'm not really Muslim. I'm more like Muslim-ish. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is how Muslim I am. Like, I could play a Muslim in a movie, you'd go see it, you'd believe it. Right? You go to a movie, you see me on the screen, Allahu Akbar! Like, oh, he's good, look at that, wow. Oh, he speaks the language, wow. He's fluent in Muslimish. Oh, wow. But the honest truth is, I'm not that religious. Like, if I were really Muslim, I would have to fast during Ramadan. I don't fast during Ramadan. I couldn't drink alcohol. I drink alcohol. I would have to pray 5 times a day. I don't pray. The only time I pray is if I'm almost in an accident. And then I just go, oh, Jesus. Yeah. It's the wrong God. It's the wrong God. No, I just say, oh, Jesus, because it's faster. Oh, Jesus, it's faster. Yeah, oh, Muhammad! Takes too long. Takes too long. Yeah. If you go, oh, Muhammad! You're going to get in the accident. You'll be in the ambulance. On your way to the hospital, I should have gone with Jesus. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying.
I tried to be a Muslim one time and got caught with a ham sandwich the third day I was in. It was like, brother, what kind of sandwich is that? I said, I was just finna tell you I quit. I don't want to do this shit no more. And take this fucking flying saucer off my head.
Jesus performed so many miracles. You think the carpentry ever came up when he was doing the miracles? Jesus, if you could cure our son's blindness, and we'd love some shelves right here. I don't know if you want to do the blindness, then the shelves. We need the shelves by Tuesday. Of course, we love our son to see those shelves. Jesus, of course, was a carpenter. We all know that. You think Jesus was a good carpenter? Because the Bible doesn't really address it. I mean, who knows? Back then, people could have been, good thing that Messiah thing worked out. Yeah, he built a shed for my cousin. What a piece of crap. And the entire time, he's like, I'm the son of God. Well, right now, you're building a shed. So hop to it, Jesus. Too far. Wouldn't it be great if I was electrocuted right now? He did a Jesus joke and he was electrocuted. It's the best show I've ever seen. And it helped my faith.
I'm a cashew, actually. I'm Catholic and Jewish. But I'm neither. I don't believe in any of that shit, man. I love being a Jew. I love being a Jew. I'm proud of it. Long lineage, Sigmund Freud, Larry David. I love all that shit. I just don't wear the hat or read the book. Because I don't know if you ever cracked open the Torah, but it's a little bit out of date. It's like, don't eat shrimp. It gave Joshua a stomachache. You can cut the tip of my dick off, but I can't go to Red Lobster? And I don't know the story of Jesus. It's always confused me. I try to chase it and figure it out. It doesn't make any goddamn sense. Okay, so Jesus was a carpenter, right? So he flipped houses and renovated bathrooms and shit. And he also did miracles, which aren't a real thing. So I guess he did magic tricks. So this guy is like Tim the Tool Man Taylor meets Chris Angel, right? He's like, do you want some water? Or Pinot Grigio. And a bunch of desert drifter illiterates were just like, whoa!
Because circumcision's a scary word. I looked it up in the dictionary. It just said, ow! From the Latin for ah! We went through it, that only because my son requested it. It is pretty crazy. Obviously, it started as a religious tradition, circumcision, but how'd they even come up with the idea? Well, there were a bunch of religious leaders gathered, and one guy was like, all right, how should we honor God? I was like, I see we don't eat pork. I don't know, I like bacon. Anyone got anything else? What if we cut off part of our penis? All right, no pork. We'll go no pork. I want that man removed. My wife told me that in the Bible, Abraham circumcised himself. Wow. I can't even get to the bank before it closes. Abraham did it. Yeah. God told him to do it. Would have loved to have overheard that conversation. Abraham, oh, hey, God, how you doing? I need you to do something for me. Oh, sure, you're God. I need you to circumcise yourself. I think we got a bad connection. Can you send me an email? Are you on Facebook yet? Tell you, those challenges in the Bible took a leap in difficulty there. You know, it's like, don't eat this apple, build me a boat, cut off part of your penis. What if I build you 2 boats? How did Abraham even tell his wife, you know? Maybe he didn't. He was just getting out of the shower. She was like, what the hell have you done? Honey, I can explain. God told me to do it. If God told you to jump off a bridge, if God told you to sacrifice our first... Actually, I have to talk to you about that one. I don't know much about the Bible myself. I haven't read it because I don't have to, because I'm Catholic. Oh, he's going to hell. Not a lot of Catholics have read the Bible. It's a different perspective on rules for Catholics. It's not like other religions. You know, Hindus are not supposed to eat meat. They don't eat meat. Catholics like, only eat fish on Fridays. Unless you forget. Do whatever the hell you want. We'll see you at Easter. My wife's really Catholic. She's like a Shiite Catholic. She's always worried about Diablo. So I joke around with her, I'll call her up, say, who is this? And I'll just go, the devil. She brings me to church every Sunday. If you've never been to a Catholic Mass, that is the longest experience of your life. It makes you look forward to going to the DMV. Times it seems like they're dragging church out on purpose. I'm in already! Let's wrap it up. I got some sinning to do. There's too much standing involved in church. Can I lie down and worship?
I go to church, but church be last too long. Them preachers be preaching through lunch. I be in church, preachers be talking all day long, be out there preaching about stuff that ain't done, and he be talking about, it don't make no damn sense. It was Luke and Abraham and Isaiah too, Ezekiel, and all his brothers true. Solomon came down to the river, and then here come Habakkuk. You don't know about Habakkuk. Habakkuk, he jumped down to the river too, but he said the river was cold. He said it was deep. Like, what is he fucking talking about? What's up this stupid ass river? And then old dumbass nigga be out there, go on, preacher, go on. I'm like, you shut your ass up. Shit, Golden Corral closed in 45 minutes. I think that's where they should have church at, the Golden Corral. I be at church every Sunday. Go on, preacher. Pass me some chicken, please. You clowning today. Is that ham?
Why y'all look like y'all the church choir. What's up with this shit right here? You got the pastor and the deacon. All the hoes. No, I'm just playing. I'm just messing with you. That's why I don't go to church. Cause I'm all messed up in the head. See, I be the one at church, and you know, it always be them older brothers, the deacons. They like 72, 73, 75, 76. But they got big dicks. They be sitting right there on the top of the pulpit. I be like, damn, Brother Johnson. Oh, forgive me. Be dick everywhere.
Not a good Catholic. I don't even feel comfortable when someone's praying next to me in church. I'm like, can you do that outside? I'm trying to check out some of the ladies in here. I do have the dirtiest thoughts in church. I'm always like, peace be with you, and an extra piece for you. Because you deserve it. My wife always wants me to go to confession. Don't get me wrong, it's not that I don't enjoy lying to a holy man. I just don't know how honest people are being in there. They go in there for like a minute and a half. Yeah, I lied, I double parked. Can we wrap this up? I'm meeting a hooker. Yeah, grazie, padre.
Because I think about Jesus a lot, you know what I mean? Like, I went to Catholic school for 9 years, and they teach it to you when you're so young, you're 7, and they're like, there's this guy Jesus, and he loves you, and you love him too, right? And you're like, wait, do I know this guy? And they're like, oh yeah, there's this guy Jesus who everybody loves, because he loves everybody, and a long time ago he died, and it's not totally your fault. So don't be scared or sad, because he's in heaven now with his dad, who's also God, and there's this other thing called the Holy Spirit that no one really understands, and then all three of these things are a cluster that are staring at you all the time. If you have any questions, just pop into that strange broom closet in the corner with Father Steve, who no one's done a background check on, and don't forget to mention if you've been masturbating, because he's fascinated by that. And angry, but mostly fascinated. And starts innocently enough, as innocently as man-boy love can start. You sort of accept there's this guy Jesus, and he loves you, but he's dead, and he's bleeding, but he's in great shape, and...
Then we find out the priest is fucking little boys in the confessional. Ooh, Jesus is not gonna be happy about that. You better tell some of them nuns to start giving out some pussy or something, because you're gonna have to even that up. Till Jesus get back, he is not.
A lot of religion in the news, man. You ever watch the news? It's always like, they're always talking about religious extremists. We're at war with extremists. Extremists. What is a religious extremist? A religious extremist is a person that extremely believes in God. You think you believe in God. No, they extremely believe in God. Like, God coming back on Wednesday at 2:30. I got tickets. Fantasia is opening fall. I hear Charlie Wilson might stop by. That's right. Religious extremists extremely believe in God and occasionally blow shit up. Which is really odd when you think about it. Because if you truly believe in God, you believe that God created the earth, the moon, the stars, the sun. You believe that God is the most powerful being in the universe. So if you believe God's the most powerful being in the universe, why would he need your help? What is that shit? And that's right. Oh, I mean, here's the thing. I think the act of helping God is sacrilegious. If you think you can help God out, you don't believe in God. That's right. If you really had faith, you would really have faith. I mean, check this out. I haven't been to church in 10 years. Now that's believing in God. Shit, you go every week because you don't trust God. Is shit God here yet? I'm trying to get my life together, man. I'm trying to get a little religion in my life. Just a little. Just a little. Because religion's kind of like salt. A sprinkle's good, but too much will fuck up the meal. I mean, I'm basically trying to find God before God finds me. But God never finds you at a good time. You're never sitting courtside at a Knick game, getting a hand job from Halle Berry, and God shows up. She strokes a good dick, don't she? I made her. I made your dick too. Enjoy the game.
But it is pointed out to me many times in the South that they're not the same. Because in the South, they'll go, oh, are you Christian? I go, yeah, I'm Catholic. Oh, well, we're Christian. Oh, okay. I thought we said the same thing, but I guess not. There are differences. The Christians have a direct relationship with Jesus, and they speak of it like that. You know what? Me and my relationship with Jesus, well, I love Jesus. Jesus loves me. It's a direct, very solid relationship with Jesus. And I thought, wow, really? You guys go straight to Jesus. In a Catholic school, I was given a laundry list of people to contact before the nuns said, because otherwise I'm bothering Jesus. You are going to call these people, Kathleen, before you bother Jesus. You can start with your guardian angel. He's got nothing to do 24 hours a day except tend to your needs. If he's not available, you can speak to the saint in charge of the activity you're upset about. Every single saint has been assigned an assignment. You can speak to Jesus' mother if you'd like to. You can give Mary a shout, but you are not to bother. Okie dokie. Even if I did something bad, I couldn't tell Jesus. I had to go to confession. I had to get in a creepy closet with a guy in the dark, and then I had to tell him that he's going to tell a guy. And I wasn't good at confession because my dad for many years was a defense attorney, and starting in second grade, he would tell us all at the dinner table, I want all of you kids to remember, if the police capture you or anyone in a position of authority asks you questions, your response, no matter what, are I do not recall, I need an attorney. I do not recall, I need an attorney. 90% of people are in prison because they can't keep their goddamn mouths shut. Never, ever snitch on yourself. And then I would go to confession in the closet, and the priest would go, Kathleen, have you done anything bad? Is there anything you'd like to tell me about? I'm not falling for this. My dad's probably planted him here. I know what I'm supposed to say. I'm sorry, Father, but I do not recall, and I need an attorney.
I'm not a religious guy. I believe in God, I just don't like to bother him. I only talk to God when I got tough questions, like why are we here? Or how are we gonna get rid of this baby? It's never anything more... I'm mad pro-choice. I'm mad pro-choice. Are you mic'd? I don't want to offend any Christians. Are any Christians here? Anybody Christian? Christian? Yeah? My mother's a Christian. My mother's a very religious woman. She used to take me to church all the time. It was cool. I just couldn't buy in. I go in that church, I see that big old picture of white Jesus. I was like, nope. I just never believed Jesus was white. Never. Why? First clue, his name's Jesus. When have you ever met a white guy named Jesus before? In the history of the world, there's never been another white Jesus. That doesn't strike you as a little fucking odd? And all his friends was named Peter and Paul and Matthew. Those are white guy names. I think Jesus had a lot of white friends. Probably why they sold him out.
I am Catholic.
I call a barely Catholic. Like, I'm barely, like, my parents, my family, I'm Catholic because my family's Catholic, but I don't know a lot of this stuff. I know the basics, you know? When people find out I'm Catholic, they love asking me questions, you know? I'm like, oh, God, let it be an easy one. Who's the guy on the cross? Jesus. Yes. 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 Sometimes they get harder. Why do you guys use holy water at church? Oh, God. Was it because we hate vampires? You ever notice Latinos were the only ones that named their kids Jesus? This is my son, Jesus Rodriguez. He works at Papa John's. Oh. Jesus has come a long way. You never meet a white guy named Jesus. Hi, I'm Jesus Rosenberg. I work at Goldman Sachs. It's insane.
Whatever you're into, but I don't know. I'm not into that religious stuff where, and this is why. I actually walked away from my religion. I had to be honest with myself. One, I didn't like going to church every week, you know? I just didn't. Part of it was I'm lazy. I don't like getting up on Sundays. And the other part was I already heard all the stories, okay? Heard them 3-4 times. The dude hasn't come back yet. You know, we're just sort of mulching over the same shit here. I got it, right? And then the other aspect was, you know, I actually, I had to be honest with myself. I felt my religion made sense and everybody else's sounded stupid. I did. Look, I'm not talking about the basis of every religion. The basis of every religion makes sense. You know, the 10 Commandments, right? Don't kill anybody. Don't touch my wife. That's my bike, right? That all makes sense. But just the stories of how we got here and where we're going and what happens after we die. Everybody else's religion sounded stupid, you know? Like I live out in Los Angeles, there's a bunch of Scientologists out there. And the first time I heard the story of Scientology, I was like, that is the dumbest shit I have ever heard in my life. Like, your guy's name is Ron. Ron. And he wasn't alive thousands of years ago, so you can hide a lot of it in the mystery. This guy was alive like 45, 50 years ago. He had a driver's license, social security number. There's like footage of him stubbing his toe. Motherfucker, right? I don't know what happened. He was working at Denny's. He got sick of it. He's like, oh, I'll start a religion. Hey, everybody, there's a spaceship coming back. Everybody's getting sneakers. This is Tom Cruise. We're going to try to make you clear. Right? Now, look, I'm paraphrasing. To be fair to the Scientologists, I am paraphrasing. But that's essentially what they believe in. And I said that is the dumbest shit I ever heard, while simultaneously still kind of believing that a woman who never got fucked had a baby that walked on water, died, and came back 3 days later. So, yeah, that made total sense to me. So it just hit me one day. I was just like, well, why does that make sense and that shit doesn't, you know? They got a spaceship in theirs, you know? Right? We had the space shuttle, you know, there's sneakers. There's a lot of shit I can relate to in this. Why does that sound so dumb to me? I don't know, you know what it is? You know, I think it's because I heard their story when I was an adult. I heard my story when I was like 4 years old, right? When I heard my story, there was still some fat fuck coming down the chimney giving me Christmas toys. If I lost a tooth, there was a fairy. There was an Easter bunny. Why wouldn't there be some bearded baby moonwalking across the lake? Throwing out bottomless buckets of shrimp or whatever he did. Of course that makes sense. But what happened was, as I got older, all of that stuff started to fall, right? Like, son, there's no fat fuck, it's your mother and I. Your mom's the tooth fairy, rabbits don't have eggs. Her tits are fake, the NBA's fixed, bankers are cunts, most of your dreams won't come true, right? And now I was just like, wow, this is how the world is. And I just had to make a decision. What am I going to do? What am I going to do with this? Am I going to cling to it, be that person, you know? That's very offensive to me and other Christians and become that douche, right? I mean, be like the casual Christian, right? With like, you know, some 1 foot on base and just, yeah, I kind of go a couple times a year and like, if my parents come to town, I act like I go all the time and I don't go anymore. Or my last option, which was basically just let go of the shit, you know? Just let go. Just let go of it like that creepy moment in curling, you know? You know that moment where the shooter, whatever you call him, is just sliding with that rock, right? Just, let me do this right, just slide. And you think he's along for the ride, the two of them, they're a team, and all of a sudden out of nowhere he just goes fucking... That rock just keeps going, and this dude just stops. That's what I did with my religion. I just let go of it. I didn't read a riot act to anybody. I just let go of it. And on the third day, he rose again in fulfillment of I just floated away.
I was raised in New Orleans, and it's a wonderful place to grow up. And I was raised Christian Science. That was the religion we were. And if you don't know Christian Science, it is a religion that does not believe in doctors or medicine. So my entire childhood, I never had a vaccination, never had any medicine. They believe we are spiritual beings having a material experience in the material world. And the mantra that they say is, know the truth. And the truth is, there is no pain unless you give it pain with your mind. I was 10 years old. I split my knee open and my bone was exposed. And my dad told me to know the truth. And I said, well, the truth is, my bone is exposing its material self to the material world. Help me. And then I passed out.
And I actually really enjoyed church when I was a kid. Like my favorite part was the hymns. We'd sing this one that goes, Christ has died, Christ is risen, Christ will come again. You know that one? It's a hit. It's been number one on the charts for 47,000 weeks in a row. Pretty sure it's gone myrrh at this point. That's right. That's our rare myrrh joke. That joke is comedy myrrh, and
all the shit that was said back then made complete sense for back then. It did. Like Islam has a saying, a thief must have his arm cut off. Have you heard of that, yes? Now, it made sense for back when it was written, because back then there was no good way to identify a thief. So it was a system. You saw a one-handed dude, you were like, fuck it, thief. Nowadays there are databases full of thieves, right? You know where all the thieves in your neighborhood live, because once a year they come over and ask you to vote for them. So you know who they are, you know where they live. Or like Christianity has a saying, don't have premarital sex. Have you heard of that, yes? Now it made sense for back when it was written, because back then people got married at 12. So it's pretty good advice. Hey, don't try and fuck someone when you're 8.5. You may not make a very good impression. Learn to write the letter G before you look for the spot that is associated with it.
We can disagree, that's fine. And most of us are keeping a cool head about this shit. You know what I mean? Americans generally respect one another's beliefs, even if they don't share those beliefs. I know I do. I respect everybody's beliefs, except Amish people. Because they are the only ones that I can say clearly their God is wrong. speed limit is 75 miles an hour in Ohio, and one lane of traffic is blocked by a goddamn horse and buggy. Nigga, your God is ridiculous.
I even tried Rastafarian, and let me tell you, they had my attention, let me tell you. These motherfuckers say we believe everything Christians believe. We just believe the higher you get, the closer you are to God. Well, I think I'd like to try that. Nigga get so high, he trying to look in Jesus' window and shit.
And God is, God is tired of a lot of people crying to him about bullshit. He is tired, man. He's been working with people since the beginning of time, and he's tired. At the end of the night, the angels take all their wings off and be just sitting around, and they talk about people that they blessed and stuff, and God come in there with a robe and say, man, I'm tired of everything. Can you believe a nigga asked me for some rims today? God is tired of everybody crying, you know what I'm saying? He gonna tell everybody one day, everybody throw your fucking problems on the ground. I'm tired of it. And when you throw your problems on the ground, he gonna say, now pick them up. And when everybody go pick their problems up, your shit gonna be gone. Somebody else gonna took your shit and ran. That'll make you appreciate your problems. You be crying every day about your shit. There's somebody else fucked up worse than you. You done threw all your problems on the ground. You looking for your problem. Where my problems at? And your buddy said, man, somebody ran off with your shit and left you theirs. Now you walk around like this. Has anybody seen my problems? Man, they left me with this shit. That's how somebody with a bad hip spin around. Tony, what's going on?
Oh, Jesus, Lord. I couldn't wait to see you. Ah! Let me get a picture with you, baby. Yeah, I'm finna post this right now. Look, God, listen. I know I've been late on my child support. That weed I was selling is legal. Can you help a nigga get his car fixed?
I fucked the joke up.
Hit the black music again. Oh, Lord Jesus. Oh, nigga. Oh, I'm telling you, God. Oh, man. Look, check this out. Look, I know I've been late on my child support. That weed that I'm selling is legal. You remember I got shot on Figueroa? And you brought me back to life? I appreciate all that. God, listen to me, man. I know I ain't been right out there in them streets. But I had to do what I had to do to take care of my family. You know? And I know you know that I'm a real nigga, you know. I believed in you more than any of these niggas around here. I stayed praying to you. Can you help a nigga get his car out the shop?
Then I looked over in the corner, there was a box, custom-made jerseys for the local team. Each one was hand stitched, and on the back they stitched on the K Hart on all of them. Kevin saw me staring at that box, and he went over and grabbed one of them jerseys, and he walked right to my son. He said, "Hey, little man, I want you to have this." And my son was like, "Thanks, Mr. Hart." This is when I got mad. He goes, "If your father ever makes you mad, put that on." And he walked out.
They say you shouldn't be intoxicated around your children. Well, I'm not. I'm high. Call it elevated. It's a different thing.
What has happened, unfortunately, is that since Y2K, I've just been melting. I've been melting my brain by pot. I know, like, a brain is supposed to be like, like that, like have like mass and volume. My brain is more like a crepe that has been rolled by someone who isn't French and is not committed to the cuisine, and then and then inside of the crepe is just one like naked wiggling worm that's like getting really tired and like doesn't know how it ended up there in like that bad sleeping bag, and it's just like, "Oh, mother." And then I imagine my brain like the bathhouse in Spirited Away, like like it's like a thought comes in or like something to discuss, and it's like a token that pops down in front of the worm's face, and the worm's like, "Modern art? Oh shit, man." And then in life I'm like, "Jackson Pollock put jizz on his paintings. Jackson Pollock, starring Ed Harris, put jizz on paintings." And then someone's like, "Get out of the Guggenheim!" And I'm like, "Guggenheim? I thought this was the aquarium." You guys fucked yourself by calling them your museum the Goo 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 Goo. That museum is fun because you're like, "Whoa!"
I think the most high I've ever been in public was a tie for first place. Okay, there's the first time I did MDMA, Molly. And the other time was when I went and saw the Tupac hologram at Coachella. So the first time I did Molly, it was like 10 years ago. I went to this comedy festival, and I bought a bunch of those little Molly pills, and I went to see a comedy show, and I was with my buddy Carl. I gave him a pill, I took a pill, and we felt like $1 million, right? Serotonin machine gun going off in my brain. And I felt so good that I turned to my friend and I go, "Dude, if we eat like 4 or 5 more of these little guys, we'll feel 4 or 5 times as good, my man. That's basic math, bro. So we fucking wolfed down a bunch more. What a fucking mistake, because then my eyeballs started working independently like a chameleon. I was like, like David Attenborough from Planet Earth started narrating my thoughts. Like, "This asshole has taken more drugs than he can handle, and now his heart will do a Slipknot drum solo." My eyes were doing like Diplo air horn sound. So I fucking panicked. I ran outside. My heart's beating out of my chest, right? And I'm like, I'm gonna have to go to the fucking hospital. I'm having a meltdown. And I go, "No, I got it. I'll make myself throw up." Or we call it pulling the trigger. You know what I mean? Or at least that's what we called it in ballet class. I don't know what you guys call it, but. So I run outside, and I'm fucking slamming my finger in the back of my throat. The problem was I had so much MDMA coursing through my veins, it wasn't making me throw up. It just felt like I was hitting a hidden G-spot in the back of my throat, and my uvula was like a giant clitoris. So I was just like, and I've never come harder in my entire life. First and only time I have ever achieved orgasm. Thank you. Okay, and then the Tupac hologram. All right, so check this out. So I go to Coachella. It's weekend 2. I'm fucking hyped to see this goddamn Tupac hologram, and it's so whack. But I'm like caught up. I'm like, oh yeah, I can't wait to see this like Grand Theft Auto 4 era CGI Tupac. So I was drinking all day. We're out in a big field. It's late at night. Thousands of people. We're all watching Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre on stage, right? And my friend Brian hands me like a big ass Xanax bar, right? Like a big fucking, like a George Clinton horse pill, right? But Xanax, it's not a good party drug. It makes you black in and out of consciousness. You lose your memory. But I wasn't thinking, so I wolf it down, and I tell my friend Brian, I was like, okay, hold up. I'm gonna make a pee-pee. I go to the porta potties. I come back. My brain must have hit a Xanax black hole because my friend Brian was like, dude, where the fuck have you been? And I go, what are you talking about? He's like, bro, you've been gone for like 45 minutes. The Tupac hologram came and fucking went. You missed the entire fucking thing. And I've never been more mad and high at the same time. And I just turned around and I started ripping grass out of the ground and going, no! Why? And it was during the most mellow Snoop Dogg song of his entire set. So Snoop Dogg's on stage like S-N-O-O-P, Snoop-a-loop, Snoop, poop, poop-a-scoop, doop-a-doop-a-dee-doop. And one by one, a sea of 1,000 people just look back at me going, bury me alive! I don't deserve to live! Then I just overhear this dude rolling a blunt behind me, look back and go, well, I guess everybody enjoys Snoop Dogg differently.
Next thing I know, Snoop reaches under the desk and he pulls out the biggest blunt I have ever seen. Oh, this sucker was huge. As soon as he pulled out that freaking blunt, I got excited because I wanted to grab my cell phone, okay? I wanted to grab my cell phone so that I could take a selfie of Snoop in the background being Snoop. So while I'm fumbling, trying to get my phone, Snoop starts talking to me again. Yo, Big Fluff. Yeah, what? Hit that while I hit this. The second I went like that, all of the cameras in the room, red light, red light, red light, red light, red light. My publicist is like, no! My son is like, yeah! And now I'm being faced, bro, I'm being faced with a serious situation because, you know, I've talked about friends participating in doing stuff like this, but I've never openly talked about myself, you know. And now I realize that from this moment forward, people are gonna know what happened here with Snoop. So I started trying to find ways to justify it to myself. You know, if you're gonna do something like this on camera, you want it to be with Snoop. You want it to be with Snoop, Cheech and Chong, or Willie Nelson. Next thing I know, the manager hands me a lighter, I light it, and I take a big hit. So listen, I'm doing my best to hold in all this smoke because I don't want to look like a punk in front of Snoop Dogg. I'm trying, I'm fighting, bro. It's hard, you know. The whole time Snoop is like, hell yeah. That's what I'm saying. Fluffy going puffy today. I do not remember the rest of the interview.
I have kids and I lie to them. I get high around them too. People say you shouldn't do that, but they don't see it. They say you shouldn't be intoxicated around your children. Well, I'm not. I'm high. Call it elevated. It's a different thing. The people who have a problem with that, they don't understand what getting high is. Like, they think you're gonna be like to your kid, like, who are you? What do you think? What's the worst thing that can happen if I'm a little high around my kid? They're gonna get extra hugs, and daddy's gonna be paranoid about objects. Oh, look out. Don't go there. That's it. Plus, I have cool conversations. I have a 6-year-old daughter, man. There's not a lot a 48-year-old man, a 6-year-old girl have in common, other than the fact she's my daughter. And so our conversations are normally pretty boring. But when I'm high, I'm like, you call that thing your baby, your doll, you call it your baby, but you know it's not a baby, right? Yeah, I know it's not a baby. Do you call it a baby because you're the youngest and you like having someone who is responsible for you? Maybe. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Give me a hug. I love you. Mwah.
I see my age in my children. I came home from the road. This is not long ago. I've been gone for, if you can picture, I was gone for weeks and weeks. And when I came back, nobody was home. Now, one person in my family thought that maybe I'd like to see them when I got back. Like, they knew when I was coming back, but they just weren't home. And that shit was a wake-up call. Like when my kids were little, and the tour bus would pull up to the house, these motherfuckers would spill out. Dad is home, hooray! And they'd hug me and kiss me, and then as the years went on, they'd get less interested. Hey, everybody, look, it's Mr. Promises back from the road. But an empty house, that's some cold shit. And I went into my oldest son's room. I was like, hello, hello. He was gone. And I'd never done this to him before, but for some reason I just did it. I just looked through his shit. Just to see who this motherfucker was becoming. And I found these notebooks and I started going through the notebooks and it was all this wonderful poetry in them. Written as his handwriting. I didn't even know this nigga wrote poems. And then I looked through his drawers and I opened up his middle drawer and I found this rolling paper. And I looked down at them papers like, oh, that's where that poetry's coming from. And that shit broke my heart. I mean, I smoked weed, but I mourned my son's innocence. And I cried a little bit. And I took his papers upstairs to my room. Rolled some weed that I'd hid from the family. And I got really high. And then I got paranoid, so I put his papers back how I found them. So he wouldn't know what I was up to. This nigga won't even know that happened until he sees the special. Yeah, nigga, I found your papers. He's a cold motherfucker. Let me tell you, this kid is only 16 years old. Listen to what he did to me. This motherfucker calls me up in the middle of the night. It was 1 o'clock in the morning. He goes, Dad, don't be mad. I knew something was terribly wrong. I said, what's going on? He said, listen, I'm fine. And don't forget, you told me to do this. I'm at a party, and my designated driver had too much to drink. And me and my friends need you to come pick us up. I said, Jesus Christ, it's 1 o'clock in the morning, nigga. I am shit-faced. But I figured, fuck, it's better me than some kid. I might as well roll the dice and go pick my nigga up. I said, all right, I'm coming to get you. Just give me the address and I'll be right there. And then he gave me the address and I was shocked. I said, son, you are not gonna believe this, but I'm at the same party, nigga.